Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Let's Talk Show here on UrbanCast. I'm your host tonight, Jack, or this evening, I should say. We're checking in with Sheriff Mark Wood, on the aftermath of the winter ice storm that we just had, and we're checking to find out what residents need to know moving forward. Joining me tonight, of course, is Sheriff Mark Wood. Sheriff, thank you for taking the time to come over here and chat with us, man.
Oh, afternoon, Jack. Always a pleasure to visit with you, brother. I hope you stayed warm and safe.
Yeah, it's been pretty pretty interesting. It was warm, and then all of a sudden we just jumped in the cold,
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm not a big fan of this cold weather though, Sheriff. I'm
Uh,
gonna be honest with you.
well, it's typical Louisiana weather, shall we say? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Next week we'll probably be in shorts or something like that. So yeah, you just never know. But like we talked about earlier, I believe we dodged a huge bullet. We still got some collateral damage, but overall, I think we fared well compared to what they was. There were some pretty gloom pictures painted there for a while. Had me nervous.
yeah, right. Well, that's one thing about storms. Just north of us, people are definitely seeing some challenges,
Yes. Yes,
and
yes.
we're
They
lucky.
they they are hurting, right, Jack? You're right. Up northern Natchitoches Grant, up north Natchitoches Grant, DeSoto Parish, cross over to Monroe and in that area. Some of them parishes got it. They got hammered pretty good with the ice and stuff
Right,
like that. Now further up north, the Caddos, Webster, they got mostly snow and sleet, which is not as bad as that freezing rain.
right.
You're gonna get freezing rain sticking to limbs and power lines and trees. That's gonna break things, and that's what happened. Like you're talking about through northern Natchitoches, northern Grant,
Mhm.
DeSoto, and across to Monroe. That's the kind of stuff they got.
Yeah. So So, Sheriff, what can you give us on an overview of how this ice storm impacted the parish from a public safety standpoint?
Sure, sure. I think, like I said, I think I talked to, been keeping abreast with Clico. They've been sending me some numbers.
Hmm.
There was pockets of outages here and there. I think in town they had some outages.
Hmm.
Different folks and friends I have talked to have went out. I think Clico, the last update I got from them, they still had a couple of thousand in Rapides Parish that was without power. They were working on that, but like I said, it could have been a whole lot worse. And I was doing my little preparations, little prep stuff before the storm hit.
Hmm.
And everybody, you could look at the grocery stores; they were emptied, and so everybody was getting ready for it. And it's the old saying about prepare for the worst and pray for the best. And good Lord answered our prayers. And I think we made it through. Like I say, keep saying we dodged a huge bullet. It could have been a whole lot. We was right on that line, as you know. They kept talking,
Hmm.
and it kind of stayed north of us a little bit. So that was a good thing. And the temperatures didn't plunge down as cold when all that rain was falling over the night last night to really make it freeze and hurt us.
Right.
So yeah, we were. I think my opinion that we were kind of blessed. Uh, we just got a little bit of cold weather, a little bit of ice, but overall, I think we fared pretty good in the parish.
Okay. All right. Are there any specific roadways that you know of, Sheriff, here in Rapids that
Well, you can look at all the high rises like the 49s going through Ellick,
Mhm.
the bridges. I got a deal. They're probably going to shut all that back down this afternoon. I think
Mhm.
they were open for a little short period, but now it's dry. Temperatures dropping again. It's still wet, and
Mhm.
and and I went to town a while ago and just kind of looked around a little bit. I wanted to see for myself and. the road out or what I traveled 28 west out the other side of Tunks toward
Hmm.
Messina Road, they had a lot more ice in that stretch than I had at my house. Now, if
Hmm.
you went west of me toward the Hineston area out that way, they had more ice and stuff than we had. So it was kind of in strips, it seemed like. Some areas got more than some areas in the parish, but there was still, I noticed some places where some folks had left the roadway and ran out through the ditch. And
Hmm.
that's the kind of stuff my deputies, I've been checking with them periodically that we've dealt with.
Hmm.
Folks that get to driving a little bit fast. And that's the problem with Louisiana folks. We're not used to this ice. And
Right.
we don't ease up on the accelerator when you should. And when
Hmm.
it's icy and a lot of folks, some folks have to go to work,
That's right.
they that necessity, or they have to go get medicine, or for whatever reason. But just drive slow, take
Hmm.
your time, allow yourself a little more time to get there. And because it's gonna freeze, and that slush out there on them roads, it's gonna freeze again.
Well, that's just we were talking over here about it a little bit, and that's been one of the things people been calling and saying, reaching out and saying, do you know what stores are open and different things of that
Yeah,
nature?
yeah.
I need to get medicine.
Hmm.
So it's got, some people they definitely have that need to get out for some odd
Yes,
reason,
yes,
and then
yes.
you have those folk that just want to go see what's going on.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, life goes on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the
Uh-huh.
problem with Louisiana, we're used to hurricanes and blowed over trees and all
Hmm.
that in the summer where you can get around. That's not an issue. But when it comes to ice, that's a little different story.
Hmm.
Louisianans are not used to driving on that slick ice. I mean, you can't handle a vehicle on ice like you do on a regular road. So it's a little different scenario. And we realize folks have got to get out and do some things, get their medicine, go to
Hmm.
work. Maybe didn't get the things that they needed, gas, propane, whatever. But
Hmm.
I did notice one thing: there wasn't a lot of traffic on the road, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
people are heeding to stay they're staying locked down, staying by the house, staying close. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. We didn't hear a lot of unnecessary accidents, coming
Yeah,
up to this thing.
sure.
Um, for that person who's got to come into town, share, with the temperature being as cold as it is and things
Yeah.
of that nature, what would you recommend that they put in that car and have with them when they leave home, if they have?
Well, if you're coming and you got a distance to travel, I would. A lot of folks like my ride. Okay, I got a couple of throws in there for people that get a little chilly. They get a little blanket or whatever they can throw over them. I keep them in there because some people don't like the air conditioning like I do. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something they could have in there. Maybe a flashlight, maybe a bottle of water. Everybody has a bottle of water with them every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
and cell phones, so you can contact somebody and get to somebody. Now we've been having some problems with our phone
Mm-hmm.
lines at the courthouse
Mm-hmm.
and at the substation in Tioga. So if you can't get through to our office, hit 911, and they'll jump on the radios and get to us so we can get to you. So you do it, yourself. You're dealing with electronics and internets and all that stuff. Sometimes they don't like the cold weather either. So we try to work on that and stay on it as much as we can. But yeah, just prepare yourself. If you go into town, drive slow.
Mm-hmm.
Allow yourself that extra time, because what's going to happen now, especially rural areas where you have these little small bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps there's an indention or a rut or something that holds water in that area, and roads are like our Louisiana roads not too good, and they're gonna have some places that may hold water. They're gonna refreeze,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna get that black ice scenario where you don't see it until it's too late. You're gonna hit it, and so that's why I say you approaching them bridges and places like that, slow down and just take your time, ease across them, and then go on what you got to do.
Share, given the fact that we're getting into this thing and the temperature is supposedly going to drop now, how
Yes.
important it is for folk to check on, elderly folk and people who.
Oh yeah, I've said that to KLB. I've talked to some other people, and definitely do that. I don't care if they family members or if they're acquaintances, they're
Mhm.
neighbors. If you don't see nobody checking on them, they're pretty much by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Check on them, make sure they got enough warm clothes, maybe some kind of heat,
Mm-hmm.
some water or something to eat. Just be neighborly, as the old saying goes. And come together and we'll get through this. But that's definitely a big, Jack. I preach that a lot. Check on your neighbors. There are folks out there in this world that are by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and when they get up in age and or they're too proud to reach out, for help or something of that nature. But go be friendly to them, knock on them door, and hey, can I help you? You got everything you need, Mister Smith, or whatever, whoever it is. Just check on them, and if you can't help them, there's organizations out there that will help them. Get a hold of us, APD or somebody, and they'll get them hooked up with the right folks that can help them.
Okay. Now, one of the things I think I saw the sheriff's department there over in Vernon Parish, and they pushed out something about some scams. A lot of times people will begin to take advantage of even, saying, "Hey, I got a cheap generator over here," whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
yes,
What's your thoughts
yes.
about that, sir?
Yeah, that's horrible. They got a special place for folks like that. One day they're going to end up and take advantage of the elderly or the sick or the needy people. And it's sad to say they're out there, Jack, and they look for it every day. We deal with it,
Hmm.
the scams over and over, and good people just trying to do the right thing by it on that sometimes. But there again, it's sad that we have to deal with that on top of all this that we're going through. But like I say again, they got a special place for them people one day.
Yeah, I got a special place for him. Okay, all right. I'm
Yes,
gonna leave.
sir.
I'm gonna
Yes,
leave it
sir.
just like that, Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
What should residents do if they encounter, I don't think we may not have had much. Well, we did have some power outages over here, but just in
Yeah.
case somebody encountered a downline or something like that, what should?
Oh, stay away.
Hmm.
Stay away, back out of the situation. Don't
Hmm.
approach them. Make a call to 911. Let them know where that
Hmm.
line's down so they can get a hold of the CLECO or the right authorities to get there and get it
Hmm.
done, because you may think it's dead, but it may not be dead. And, that's a 50-50 chance. And, you don't want to get lit up and electrocuted by that stuff. So, yeah, if you encounter something like that, just reach out. Don't get out of your car. Keep going. Back out of it. Get away from it. And if Lord forbid one falls across your vehicle, just sit tight.
Just
There
sit tight.
again, get there again. Get on that cell phone and call somebody.
Hmm.
Don't exit your vehicle. Don't do anything like that. Get a hold of them. Tell them where you at. What's going on, and let the folks get there and help you.
And another thing that we it pops up every single time, but that's generator safety. What's your thoughts on
Oh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let me tell you, it's sad. After Hurricane Laura, was that
Mhm.
back in 20? I believe it was.
Right, right.
We had almost as many deaths and afterwards due
Mhm.
to that carbon monoxide poisoning.
Mhm.
You need to keep that generator ventilated outside, away from your windows or
Mhm.
your doorways where the exhaust is blowing it back into your house.
Mhm.
Definitely don't put it in your house. That's a
Mhm.
no-no.
Mhm.
But get it away from your house, and make sure your exhaust is pointing in a direction away from your house so it's blowing that stuff away.
Mhm.
And just and be careful. A lot of folks, they like to backfeed it through their house, hooking it up through different ways. Be sure you know what you're doing,
Mhm.
electricity wise, before you do anything like that. And just be mindful and use common sense with them things, because that carbon monoxide exhaust fumes coming in that house will kill you eventually.
Yeah, and it's typically silent. You don't smell it,
That's
and
right. That's
yeah,
right.
it
Well,
just.
people go to sleep, they go to bed, and they don't realize until it's too
Mhm.
late.
Mhm. Finally, Chef, what message do you want to leave with the community as we continue to recover from all of this weather?
Well, just a quick overall. I think, like I say, I think the good Lord put His hand on us and smiled on us this time. and we endured some hardship, but not what it could have been. But there again, just check on your neighbors. If you have a problem, an issue you need to help, or you don't know, call the officials and talk to them. Be it be APD or call the courthouse up to our office. We can help you with what you need to know, point you in the right direction to get you some help, or but check on your neighbor. That's the main thing. Be neighborly, Jack. It's and one thing about Rapides Parish, I mentioned hurricanes a while ago. It seems like when we have them hurricanes and trees are blown over and roads are blocked, I see people out taking it upon themselves, churches and men with tractors and falling in there and clearing the roadways and helping. That's what people in Rapides Parish do, and continue that. And good Lord willing, we're gonna get through this thing. My wife was wanting to see some snow. I know the grandkids did, but they're missing school tomorrow, so that made up a little bit for it. And I think Jeff, superintendent's gonna make a call tomorrow if how Tuesday's gonna fall. They should let us know tomorrow on that.
Well, look. Tell Ms. Woods, I tell her I can send her the pictures my son sent me. Brandon, he's up in Pittsburgh, and it looks
Lord.
It looked like a blanket of.
And I tell her that stuff is nice to visit, but I really don't want it pouring down on my house. I've heard horror stories, So
Yeah. But a quick question for you. Tomorrow at the courthouse, as things start to open back up, I think the courts are going to be closed tomorrow. Can you confirm?
Yes.
So pretty much everything at the courthouse is going to be closed.
Yes. Yeah, courthouse is closed tomorrow. Your schools are closed. Today, you was mentioning stores a while ago. I took my granddaughter to Target. She wanted to go in there. It was open. Walmarts were open. Albertsons was open. But I did see a lot of restaurants, different places closed. So that was a hit and miss today. But tomorrow, all like I say, the courthouse stuff, we will know tomorrow. Craig and him, we'll make a call on that. Probably should know by 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow evening, and we'll post it. Make sure y'all know so y'all can put it out there for everybody to know if it's going to be closed Tuesday or back open and getting business.
And another last word on that is that at any given time, the roads, I heard you say that up front, roads could shut down again tonight, even though they've been open.
The ones they're talking about, the bridges, they're talking about already talking about shutting them down again this afternoon. We'll see. I'm sure they'll post that and let y'all know so you can put that out there, but they are talking about it because the temperatures are dropping again. It's supposed to really get cold tonight and tomorrow morning. So some of them roadways, elevated especially, will be shutting down, I'm sure.
All right. Well, listen, Sheriff, to everybody out there watching, please continue to use caution and stay off the road.
That's it. That's right, Jack. Cautious and patience. Have patience, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this.
We also want to take the moment to thank the folk who are, getting your information from us. We couldn't do it without you guys. We also want to take that time to thank our supporters out there: Sadler's Toys, Long Product, Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi, United Wrestling Entertainment, Nader's International Market, and the Threadhead Embroidery. Your support helps us make these community conversations with the sheriff possible. I'm Jack, and this has been UrbanCast Let's Talk Show. I want y'all to make sure y'all stay safe, stay vigilant, and look out for one another. And we'll see y'all the next time we have a conversation. Sheriff, if you could just hang tight one quick second, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, sir.
Oh, yeah. Always a pleasure, Jack. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.